Now, Nissan has one of the broadest model ranges in motordom. At the boring end of the scale, it's got the Micra Super Mini, the Juke crossover, and at the working man's mentalist end of the scale, it's got the GT-R, which got people at Nissan thinking, what would happen if we married those two concepts together? The answer is this. It's the two-off, limited-run Juke-R concept car with 485 horsepower. Now, what Nissan isn't going to do is make this car into production. I mean, that would be ludicrous. They've had to take a Juke apart completely to get the GT-R stuff to fit and put it back together, including this massive roll cage to get some stiffness back into it. I mean, it would be ludicrous and ludicrously expensive to make a production one. But it will get us used to the idea of a slightly faster Juke, and that's the point. And it's still quick, you know, it'll do 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds and go on to 160 miles an hour, which is almost as fast as a GT-R. So let's find out what it's like. Right, so first things first, transmission into angry mode, suspension on stiff, and stability control all off. Not only is the GT-R drivetrain put in here, the GT-R suspension has been squeezed into this smaller shape as well. First impressions, well, you know what, it seems to ride okay actually. I mean, we're on a racetrack, but it seems like it feels a bit softer than a GT-R, as I suppose it might. It's taller, there's a little bit more initial roll, and even on part throttle still, it feels fast, I can tell you that much. Maybe not quite as quick as a GT-R. It's heavier, I suppose inevitably, because it now runs this big cage inside it. And it's got a bit less power than the very latest version. This one's got 485 brake. Oh, brilliant though, I tell you what, straight up to a corner, turn it in on the brakes. It's so amazingly agile. Okay, I tell you what, I wasn't quite expecting that. Maybe I should. I mean, it's shorter than a GT-R by about 250 millimetres. That's come out of the wheelbase. So I suppose inevitably it does feel, oh God, it's brilliant, a bit more agile. The steer's very, very nice, very slick. But if you turn it in at all on the brakes, just stand it in on its nose, trail the brakes in, and the back end just becomes hilariously mobile. And from then, because it's got that GT-R powertrain, you just get back on the gas, ride it out, it pushes a bit of throttle to the front as well as the back, and it just pulls itself out of the slide magnificently. This is a hoot. I'm going to tell you what, I know they can't put this car into production because it would cost a gazillion pounds a pop, but if you get a car with the same sense of fun and agility as this, it would just be hilarious, absolutely hilarious, and not worry about Nürburgring lap times and an extra few tens of horsepower here and there. Just make a car that does what this does when you stand it in on its nose. That's great. That is brilliant. I'll tell you what, I want one of these. I don't know. Doesn't matter what it takes. Just, there's got to be a car out there that behaves like this. It reminds me of an Audi Sport Quattro compared to the normal Quattro almost. You know, it's that much more agile, that much more mobile. It is the most fun I have had in a car for a long, long time. Oh, okay. Now, who would have thought, not me, putting GT-R mechanicals, drivetrain, brake, suspension, the lot within a Juke was a great idea. I know they're not going to make it. I know they don't make anything else quite like it. But if there was not just a Nissan, if there was any car that had the sort of sense of fun and agility that this did, I'd be all over it. The Juke-R is, in a word, brilliant.